Great morning, great afternoon, great evening, wherever you're located in the world. I'm here with some of my co-hosts, some friends of mine. We've been on a grind for 24 hours, and this is the aftermath. Um, Check in with us in a couple of seconds, couple of minutes, I guess. Welcome to We Got Problems, We Got Solutions. And today is an amazing day. Um, we've been through the grind and the grit. We did the Black Masterminds 24-hour takeover. It was fun. We cried, we laughed. We was all in together. And also we want to we'll pivot and we're gonna talk about the Aubrey case and also the Cal Rittenhouse.
Rittenhouse.
Rittenhouse. So
We got problems.
and to my, we got Runner Rights official. Tell them what up.
AKA the butterfly bully.
Down below we got Curtis G. Mother Martin.
What up, y'all?
Let's get live today. We're gonna have some fun. Then we got no other than the Trash Vegan. Tell them what up, Trash.
What's good with y'all? How y'all doing?
Oh man, this is great. So just a recap. How do everybody feel about the Black Friday takeover? I'll start with you, Rhonda.
Well, I liked it. I think it was 10 times better than last year, and I like last year, so I think it's only going to keep getting better. I'm already waiting to do next year.
That's what I'm talking about. Hey, Kurt. So, what you think?
Man, I loved it, man. Everybody was engaged. The speakers were wonderful. Everybody had information. I'm talking from speakers taking down information, right? Like you had speakers taking notes, right? So you're doing something when you got the speakers taking notes.
What about you, Trash?
Man, that was really how we should be celebrating Black Friday. We should actually be celebrating, promoting young entrepreneurs, young melanated from every different walk of life, from every different type of business. We don't need to just celebrate one. We don't need to be in just one field celebrating our youth. We need to really be out here supporting each other and to be able to take a day and spend 24 hours pouring into our community, putting dollars into the pockets of people who look like us and letting them go ahead and doing what they need with it. Hopefully that can help their business grow a little bit. If anybody boosts their economy, we need to boost our own economy. So I really enjoyed it. I had some real powerful moments. It was some real heart jerking moments that we had throughout the course of the 24 hours. So it was a consistent crowd of a lot of love, a lot of support. It felt really, really good. And I look forward, like Rhonda said, to seeing how we're going to elevate it next year and see what levels we can take it to going here on out. Just being able to have a safe space for our people.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So some of the things I received, we was up 24 hours, right? So you had Lashika, she started it off and she came with the fire. Uh, we had other guests, but just how the team maneuvered throughout this with Ginger and yourself, you gave some powerful um, information. Also, that was inspirational and helped motivate people to change their habits. We had the butterfly bully. She was breaking down the books and how you should get started, and people were just curious. They have a book inside of them. What better way to let the bully pull it out of you? And then Kurt, he was smashing people against the glass with the credit. I I I, I was just, and Lashika's mother, she came with the fire, with the genealogy and everything like that.
That was dope. Real special moment. That was really special. Like
Yeah,
a lot of
Bali.
people, I don't know if we really caught like how dope that genealogy special segment was. That was real dope.
Yep. We had Bali. We had Tiffany. We had Ashley Scott,
You Bellas was there. Yep.
Bella,
That's what
Oh,
you said,
like you said,
Tiffany.
Tiffany. Yeah,
yeah. When you said Ashley Scott, oh, the difference is like some people came, some people participated, some people really just really had a good time at it. Like Ashley, she participated the whole time. Like her pitch was killer. Like, you know what I mean? Just hearing like that wasn't even her segment. Like she was on there like hours before her segment
yeah.
came
I
on,
was
and she
I was in amazement. I looked at Runner. I was like, yo, did she square some deal behind the scenes or something? Did she go? Like,
It's like, nope, she did her business pitch.
I was like, did she make some deal behind our bats? So I'm like, well, that's all good.
Get her
Hey,
session earlier. No,
yeah,
she participated almost through the whole thing.
yeah, she did, and that's what I really noticed. Everybody who came, not many people left. Like people
yep,
were really there for the long haul. They really got a wealth of information, and everybody had a segment. Some people came in and out for certain segments because, of course, everybody didn't have the whole day to spend there. But the ones who did take the time and they traveled with us, I really thank you. I appreciate you so much. I got a 22-hour text. Like I was in there for over 22 hours, and that was just on my phone. I was like, yo, that's like dead ass dedicated to like what we do, and I can't thank that type of support enough. I'll always be thankful and completely in debt. Just the people who really came out and supported. Like love came through. Like a lot of people came through and just rocked out with us the whole time. That was dope.
yeah,
That was really dope from my perspective.
yep. Was it
And they were
Pastor?
engaged. It wasn't like everything was quiet and.
Yeah, we turned up. I think when daylight came up, a lot of people turned up. Uh, we had a little time where people was down for the count, but it was we was in the witching hour, right? For Jim.
It was actually pretty cool. I went out for a minute and I woke up to music. They put one in the chat. Yeah, here I am.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't want no dead space, so I didn't lean back, and I'm like, got up, got that second win, and I went throughout the day back and forth with my kids. I was telling Rhonda they I don't know if they caught some kind of bug um, where my mom lives. I was talking to my friend that he stayed down that way. He was like, "Yeah, they got the foot mouth disease down there that's going rampant."
Hand,
Oh
foot,
wow.
mouth.
Yeah,
Yeah, hand, foot, and mouth. I've heard of that.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. I saw what happened with that new variant that they just came up with. Forum was talking about it today. It's coming out of South Asia and India somewhere. It's a variant that they aren't prepared for. It's the melanated people down there getting infected with it though, so they're going to test on them. So,
I thought it
like
said it was out of Africa.
hey,
the new
man,
one,
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's what I heard too.
the new
It's two. Then it
pandemic.
must be two different ones then, because I heard one was out of South India. It's not far from each other though.
Right.
Yeah, we know what they're doing, man. The pandemic. So it is what it is. We just gotta make sure our immune system is up to par. And exercising and breathing. You know what I mean?
That's a lot deeper than that. You got to prepare your body. You got to really prepare your body with what you're putting into it. And a lot of people don't understand how your body needs to go through seasons, just like the planet goes through seasons. So you got to really be putting the right things into it and actually keeping your body in a good, healthy space to be solid. You know what I mean? Everybody not solid. So that you can continue eating the same thing that you're comfortable with if you want to, but your body got to change with the season, just like your meals got to change. You're not supposed to eat the same thing in the winter that you eat in the summertime.
I wish I could have some watermelon in the winter.
Hey, no, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. It's a time for it. It's a time.
I know it is, but you know,
your body not supposed to be going through that state right then and there. That's a summertime thing. It's meant for the summer. Like the planet knows exactly when you're supposed to have it. So that's us getting in the way of free will.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I just want to give applause to all the people who participated. Again, we can't thank y'all enough. So we're about to continue on throughout the segments. But yeah, you're right. Like we're not. I think people need to really bunker down and get their health right, like what they input, what they output, this type of stuff. So I mean, those are some key factors. So so what y'all think about this? Especially going to talk about the Rittenhouse. I believe like sets the precedence for something that's
talk about it. What's the precedence that it set? It's nothing new. It's nothing different from what we normally get. What precedence does it set? That they think they can get off their bed, getting off. What are you talking about? Talk to me about something that makes sense. What's the precedence?
I'm saying the laws, because we all know, like, if it was one of us crossing the line with an unregistered gun, all hell will break loose for us.
Bruh, I don't even want to talk about this shit. Not like this. I don't want to talk about this. This doesn't set a precedent. It's the same shit repeated over and over again. Anybody who thought after they dapped him up that they was gonna let him off, they was gonna convict him was a damn fool. They threw the gun out immediately. Like, what do you mean? But president doesn't set that motherfuckers been doing this shit since the beginning.
You know, for me, what it should be is for some it should be eye openers. You know, when you keep seeing, but
you thought it was gonna be different.
No, not me.
Right.
I'm talking about for your folks that don't believe in it, the ones you're talking about that thought it was gonna be different. It's some out there that thought it was gonna be different, and they mad and pissed off, right? Like so we'll go march together, and then we'll come back and kill each other. Right, like I ain't trying to tie the two together, but at some point we got to wake up and see what's going on. Like you know what's going on, but what about everybody else?
And that's who we got to get to is everybody else. Like, and you're right with this. It will be eye opening for some people that refuse to wake up. They're gonna see this, and it's like, how do you justify it? How are they going to justify it?
How have they been justifying it?
I know,
Bully,
but
talk to me. Like they really gonna justify it the same way they've always justified it.
Some will, but some will wake up.
At some point, we got to realize that the system, we already know, like we can talk about it and I can sit here and say the system wasn't designed for us. And you can sit here and say, oh, we already know that. But it's a whole lot of people that don't believe that think that all we got to do is work hard and get a job, go to school, get some knowledge and get up in the system. That's what most people think.
Shut
right?
up and
Yeah,
dribble.
yeah. That's what most people think, right? So you got half that think that way, because you can look at us. If you go on social media and you see somebody post something positive, you can see somebody in the comments say, "Oh, everybody can do that," and then you start seeing those negative comments down the line. Then you see we so divided. We divided with everything. Somebody say, "Oh, I'm voting for Trump." "Oh, you stupid." I'm voting for Biden. "No, you stupid." "Oh, you shouldn't vote." Right? We just got so much divide to where ain't nobody looking up and ain't nobody listening to what nobody's saying. Right? We listening to respond instead of listening to see where somebody coming from. I watched the interview the other day with Kanye dropping jewels, and the first thing everybody's saying, "Oh, he back off his meds."
Mhm.
Of
Right?
course,
But
they're trying to discredit him as much as possible. But look at everything he's done.
right, but I heard him dropping some jewels, right? Like even when we come down to, they gonna keep their foot on the gas on us because most people don't realize this our land,
Yep.
right? So
Hey, what La Chica Mama's dropping, bro? That's exactly what you got.
yeah,
Man,
yeah.
that goddess let some jewels out, bro. She had me on the edge of my seat with my pen and pad.
But that's what I'm talking about. So when you see all this other stuff coming, that's what it's all circled around that, right? Like I'm in total belief now that it wasn't no whole bunch of ships coming back and forth with people back and forth, um, just with tons of people and just to some open land that was here and only a few native Indians or whatever they call them, right? Like
Civilized
it
Indians.
go deeper than what we really looking at, right? We can look at this system. It's built around destroying everything. Because when you think about it, right? Like even the natives, I follow a guy that man be dropping so many jewels, it's crazy. Even the natives was foreigners,
Mhm.
right? Like it's kind of crazy when you really like some people ain't open for information. So when you're not open for information, you don't want to hear it bad or good.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah.
because they just want to believe what they've been told their whole life. They don't want to believe that they've been lied to, that they've been taught wrong. You know.
And
Yeah.
then you got I'm like, once you start putting all the pieces together, you got to think we circumvented the world. We got populations and pockets of our people around the world. Why wouldn't it make sense for us to already be over here? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Why would that not make sense? You know what I'm saying? If we're populated in like New Guinea and Fiji and China and all these other places, we got pockets of our people, woolly haired, melanated people. And I'm not talking about, you know, like Asian. I'm talking about Negroid
Heavily
features.
vaccinated.
You know,
I'm
what I'm
talking
saying?
about it. I'm talking about on every continent
On
and
every
every
continent.
part of this world. I'm talking about melanated. We are there. And in Asia and any part of Australia, it's the same way. We have a melanated people that are the original people of that land. And it's not until we come out and we mix with everybody else that we start becoming fairer skinned. But the original woman started in the same place, and she is the mother to the whole earth of Homo sapiens. So when you get to the simple science of where everybody started from and why everybody look different, we all don't have as many divides as you think we have. We are a lot more alike than you really want to admit. And if we get out of our own way with these divides, religion, sex, because you got to think they made that like a whole different thing now. You're part of a group when depending on how your sexual preference is. That's never been a thing. It used to be guys and girls, and then it used to be, you know what I mean, black, white, and it got to the Democrats and the Republicans, and also the just all the different divides, the different
Yep.
religions that we have. There's so many different things. So
So going back to old boy getting off on that case, a lot of this stuff we talking about have something to do with it. When you really like look at it, it's all about sending a message that we gonna bear arms. we get to defend ourselves. See, once they attacked him, then that gave him right to defend himself. But at the same time, he was there with an illegal gun. Right. So that's when it's crazy, because you got to think, like, I think about all the times when I see how easy it is for them to plant a case on somebody that's melanated, right? Like, when you think about it, I've seen times where guys are outside hanging out. It's 20, 30 guys outside. The police pull up, they jump out, they find a gun, and they take 30 people to jail and charge them with a gun. That's impossible. That's impossible.
It should be.
That's impossible. So now you got somebody sitting in jail going, man, it wasn't even mine. All right, you take probation, I'll let you out. Shit, yeah, give me probation. And now they got a case.
You on probation,
right?
Then they get you on jaywalking and you locked up.
But not just that, you got to remember, it goes deeper than that. Now you don't have the right to bear arms.
Yeah.
Right? Now you don't have the right. So now most of us legally cannot own a gun if you have a case, especially here in California. It's some other states that's a little looser. Like, once you ain't not on probation or parole, you can get your gun rights back. But it's some that once you're a felon, you cannot have gun rights. So it's all a part of that too, because if we don't have legal guns, it's just think if every black person had legal guns.
Yeah.
They don't want that though.
They tried to stump that out when the Panthers marched into the Capitol in California. They're like, oh shit, niggas, you can just walk up in here with guns.
so again, that's
start changing shit up.
But think about it. Back then, they knew the law too.
Yeah,
the Panthers knew the law.
Yeah,
right?
You couldn't just be a Panther. You had to study. You had to be knowledgeable. So when you do get pulled over by the cops, you can say
act accordingly.
Right, act accordingly within the public sector. And then on top of that, I just found out some information with Young Dolph. Like, that was an open carry state, and you don't even have to have a license. I didn't know that for Memphis.
That's why the lady kept on saying they want us to kill each other out here.
Yeah.
Because all these young boys is walking around here with these big, fully automatic rifles, and you see some of the carnage that can come from it. And Memphis is crazy for their murder rate. And it makes no sense that we have so many of our own people checking up out of here for senseless crimes. I don't say take the guns away. That's not what I'm saying.
No.
But there is a reason that you have laws that should be in place to make sure that people stay safe.
We got to check ourselves too, and realize that the guy they took away was a guy that probably was feeding most of Memphis, right? Like he was taking control of being a businessman, right? So and me looking at footage now of him saying, like, man, I like being by myself. I can think better. I'm teaching people how to buy houses. Him buying his kids a house every birthday, right? Like, so he had the blueprint. So, and we talked about this before, when you have the blueprint, most likely they gonna come after you. So you got to be ready. Like, I haven't watched that whole interview, but I've been watching bits and pieces of Kanye, and Kanye, like, you ain't think I came here to not say something that's probably gonna get me killed, right? Like, so I like his delivery because he's putting the awareness on everybody's mind. The stuff I'm saying, they're gonna come after me. So if something happened to me, y'all know they came after me, right? Like, he putting the message out there as he dropping these Jews, and he was talking about this being our land, and he was talking about how nobody came over here on all these ships, right? But they got all us food, and
you went mute, Kurt.
You mute, Kurt.
We can't hear you,
Kurt. You mute.
Yeah, I don't know how I automatically mute. That's what the system do to us, huh? They dropping in Jews. They ready to mute me. They like, oh, shut this motherfucker up. He telling people this they land. He telling them this is land, right? Like,
Message.
yeah, this our land.
Right.
Yeah, I know it, right? Like, it's no doubt in my mind. Like it's funny, man. I used to hear my grandma like, "Nah, we Cherokee Indian." And we look at it like, "Oh, Graham's tripping,"
Well, 'cause
right? But
they taught
but
us
Grams was
these
telling
are,
us the
you know,
Mhm.
red bone Asian looking people that came across the peninsula and shit, the Bering Sea.
So I hear it's a part of the region that some of them were in, right? So I'm not trying to debate that, right? But I'm saying that we were here.
Yeah, but
We were here first.
Yeah,
but they made
we were here.
like we didn't exist over here. Like
Yeah.
all of us came from Africa.
And when you think about it, you ask the average person, right? Like, I like one of the conversations we had. I can't remember what event it was, but we always dropping knowledge at our events with the Black Masterminds, right? So I remember one of the speakers talking about us already being here and people not really understanding that, and we've been voting and all that stuff. I think they brought up the fact that the question was what year did we start voting, and people like everybody think it's like 1966 civil rights movement. We were finally ready to vote. No, you had politicians back in the day. They were the Republican Party, and as they were kept bamboozling, then they integrated within the Republican Party as well, and then they did us like a etch-a-sketcher.
Mhm.
Right? They shook the shit up, and everything was blank and started all over again.
Yeah, mainly when they killed Abraham Lincoln. Yeah, when they got him out the paint, they reneged on everything they were supposed to do. You know,
and that's part of the game. I think that was part of the game too. Like, look at the message that case sent to probably some white people, right? Like, no, you don't go out here. We carrying guns. We have the right to bear arms, and anybody can get it when you're talking about our arms.
And right, see, Wisconsin is actually an open carry state as well, but there are restrictions. There's still some certain weapons that you can't.
Open carry.
Right.
But you also have to have a license though, right?
You do have to have a license.
An open carry state? No, you don't have to have a license. You have to have a license to conceal and carry.
I thought you had to have a permit to like even carry, like to have a gun, right? Like, no. Oh wow,
Nope.
that's
Wisconsin
weird.
is an open carry, just like
Anybody can buy a gun.
Anybody. Well, you still have to go through like a background check.
Mm-hmm.
But that's if you go to a store or something. But if you buy it off of somebody, you don't have to do nothing. I mean,
a private dealer. If you buy it from a private dealer, then okay.
I mean, I don't have to worry about that. I got my license. I'm good. Like,
I'm just saying that we would never buy a firearm from anyone that was not a
licensed dealer.
Right.
There wasn't a licensed dealer.
Yeah.
He pulling up with no serial numbers on him.
He got a scratch out.
Yeah.
Hurry up. Don't worry about this tape on the handle.
Tape on the handle. I was just
got a whole little potato on the end of
it. No, but I mean, you can open carry. You don't have to have.
Like, man, why this thing still hot?
A license to carry it. You have to go through the background check to buy the gun, but to carry it, you don't have to have, unless you're going to conceal it. If you want to conceal it, then you have to have a license to do that.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? There's so much information out here now to where people just got to accept information. People gotta like, when somebody say something, don't just take it for not being real information or thinking that they're crazy, they're stupid, or it's unbelievable. You have to go do your research, right? Like your research and make it make sense to you. If it don't make sense to you after you do your research, then go. Don't just take nobody word. I'm talking about anybody, right? Like I don't know why I was finna say the Pope, right? I damn sure ain't taking his word, but I shouldn't do that. But anyway, that's another show.
I gotta
but yeah, no,
laugh, y'all.
you gotta do
I'm
your
sorry.
research,
Can
right?
y'all
Like,
hear me?
and make it make sense. I remember Dr. Sabi saying something one time. I'm sorry, Trash, and I'm gonna give it up. I remember Dr. Sabi saying something one time, right? He said on the milk thing, and that was I completely cut milk. I said, yeah, it makes sense to me now. Dr. Sabi said, look, man, if you were supposed to be drinking milk, then your mother would still be producing it. She said, when you're supposed to have milk, she started producing milk. She said, when you're supposed to be weaned off milk, then she stopped producing it. But what we do, we go get up under the cow and get us some. Right? I was like, damn, that's true. Like once he pictured me on the cow getting my milk, it ain't for me, right? So once it makes sense for me, man, then that's when I make my decision, right? So I'm gonna go research it though. But anyway.
Right.
Sorry about that,
Have you
Trash.
seen some of the crazy shit that the cows go through?
Yeah, but
Crazy shit. The torture. Yeah, we seen it.
Yeah. Oh man, it's sickening. Like they got they call it a rape. I forgot what it's called. It's called. It has the word rape in it. Like they raping the cows. Like they doing all these things to
they got the cow raising your babies. What you was gonna say, Trash? I cut you off, my brother.
He's on the
he like, man, they watching y'all, man. I'm out of here.
The block is hot. The block
He
is
probably
hot.
pushed the wrong button again.
Yeah.
The block is hot.
We thought you ducking the question.
Look, they probably know what he about to say and don't want him to say
Yeah,
it.
they ain't letting him get it out.
Everybody trapped and screwed on mine.
Oh, really?
Really?
Is the right?
Who raised you? Who raised you? Who raised you?
I tried to go ahead and refresh it. Let me try it one more time.
Who raised you?
Yeah, you know what got me with Dr. Sabi? What made me stop was when he said, we the only ones that don't drink or that drink from somebody else's milk.
Yeah.
Like you don't see other animals, you don't see no dog drink no cat milk. You know? And I was like, that do make sense. Like, what the?
Yeah. Drinking
Like,
rat milk.
Yeah, it don't make sense. And when you look, I know when you said do research, like I know you didn't mean go look at Fox News and see what they said, or
yeah, that
go
ain't
to
research.
Facebook and see what they say. That's not research. You actually need to do research and not just listen to these same folks that's in the same circle. You need to do your own research and get to the bottom of it for yourself.
Yeah. What are we getting to the bottom of? I missed that one. I'm sorry.
Just researching information. Just researching information.
Because people just listen to everything. There's some people that only listen to what they hear on or what they see on Facebook and Fox News.
Yeah, it's somebody listening right now. Like, oh, Curtis said this our land. This our land, man. Right now, go research it.
As the truth, you know what I'm saying? But truth is subjective.
Hey, Forum always puts out the disclaimer. He said this is all fiction. The disclaimer of the year. This is all fiction. You can believe whatever the hell you want to. But when you go do the research and you get your own information, you make it your reality.
Yeah, no, that's good. I used to go to this event, and the speakers used to say, "Don't believe nothing I say." Mm-hmm. Right? Like, I'm gonna give you this information, but don't believe me. Right? You got to go do your research, dig in, and then let's go.
And that's what most people don't want to do. They'd rather just take somebody's word for it. And that's how we've been getting bamboozled all these years. We believe what they teach it in school about our history, when we don't see none of us in none of the books, except for during Black History Month when they're talking about slavery. Like that's where our history started, was during slavery. Right, or Martin Luther King, because we all got to be
In
peaceful.
black and white, not the color black, not the color
Not
Martin
the color.
Luther King, not when he was in color. They only show him in black and white.
Right,
Long time ago.
right.
Little
They need
boys
the
and
I have a
girls.
dream Martin. The I have a dream Martin. Not
Which
the,
wasn't even
the
his last speech.
no,
Not
no,
the
we
coming
gotta
from
talk
my
about
check,
the
Martin, huh? The coming from my check,
Yeah.
Martin.
Coming for my check, Martin.
us po folk Martin. We coming for it. All of us
Yeah,
who
coming
po.
from my
Got the
check.
march on the Capitol, Martin.
Right. So then, of course, with the Rittenhouse thing, he got off. But what do y'all think about the Ahmaud Arbery? They could, 3 of them got convicted.
But
Shit,
are
they kidnapped
they
the
gonna
man and assassinated him. What do you expect?
Yeah.
They've been doing that for years.
No, they have, but they like you.
So,
You can't.
three of them got caught.
Y'all did it too plain, so we got to convict y'all. But you got to really be careful though of the convictions because I remember Natasha Harlan's little black girl here in South Central Los Angeles back in the day, and you hear Tupac
94.
had her in his song, right? But the lady got convicted, and then they gave her probation.
Yep.
And then she was able to she knew it wasn't cool, so she bailed. Right? Like, and it's funny how Tupac talked about her in a song, then he talked about her years later in another song, when the one he talked about when he was supposed to be in heaven.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, tell the lady that killed Natasha, she's forgiven now, she can come home. Like I still remember that story. Little girl over some orange juice or some shit, right? Like, so this ain't like you said, Trash. It ain't never stop happening, right? Like, it's just like Ice Cube said in a song, "Who got the camera?" Right? Like, now we all have cameras, so we see it more, and then then at some point it's gonna take us down that rabbit hole to where we finally wake up, and that's all I'm saying is we got to finally wake up, right? Because when we first was showing the phone footage, we got to see the beginning, we only seeing the middle, right? Now we starting to see it from beginning to the end. Oh well, they shouldn't have did this, right? Like, so at some point we have to learn the law and then have to know how to represent ourselves in real life, right? Like, not in court, in life, right? Like, we got to know what
behave in the public.
Right,
People don't know how to behave in the public.
Well, for me, behaving in the public is taking somebody's fucking head off the right way. Right, like, that's behaving in the public to me, right? Like, so like now that I know the law, okay, get back, sir. Okay, you threatening my life, man. I feel endangered. Y'all surrounding me. Get back. Let me leave. And then I try to leave, and they still come, and then pop, 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 and then they all gone. And they're like, no, it was on camera. He was trying to leave. He was trying to get out of there.
Honestly, we should always be in a position of being correct when we're conducting ourselves in the public. You know what I mean? In the private, you know what I mean? That's how you behave in the private. But in the public, we should be always in a position of respect, first and foremost, and protection. You know what I mean? Like, we're not out there to harm anyone. At least you shouldn't be out there to harm anybody. But, some people have different perspectives and different motivations. So it's all about who you are.
That's one thing I like about the Nation of Islam. Like, they do hold themselves. They always be respectful, right? They always speak, right? So that's one thing I like about them.
Yeah, I mean,
but that should be anybody though, not just
I get it.
As a people, we should actually move like that as a people. Like, everybody should be kind and respectful of everyone else when they move out. Everyone should treat people the way they want the other person to treat them. That should be common sense, common law. But that's so uncommon in our communities because people get these divisions and divides.
But why are them divisions and divides there? That was done on purpose.
Yeah.
Ego. You have ego.
I think ego is part of it, but you have to look at the
biggest part.
You have to look at what we've been taught.
We've been taught ego.
This system is
We've been taught.
working the way it's supposed to.
Yeah,
And
because
we're
you got
doing exactly what they want us to do. Well,
Yeah,
some of us.
Exactly. We've been
it's
taught ego. We're behaving the way they're teaching us how to behave with
but it's a lot
ego
of social
and
engineering.
in the music they putting out there too. Go ahead, Ali.
Yeah, it's a lot of social engineering when you look at it, and it's documented. All of this. I mean, program. What is television? Telling lies to your vision. Programming. You're looking at telling lies to your vision. Programming. So when you see these different shows and different aspects of, I mean, it's no reason for love and hip hop to still be on TV because it's a detriment to our society.
Yeah, no,
Not
they want us
theirs.
acting like that. Yeah, they want us acting
Exactly.
like that. I don't even watch that type of TV.
That's what I'm
You,
saying. So
you
the
know,
little
so
girls that are singing
Don't get
this.
in the way of free will, bro. If that's what if you can't see
What I'm
what
saying,
this,
like,
if you can't see it and you can't recognize it, it's for each individual to want to do better. Like we have to have a will to want to do better. When we want to behave like that, guess what? We're gonna behave just like that.
but what I'm
Free
saying
will.
is, like, if the foundation haven't been built, you know what I'm saying? The little girl is gonna think this is how you talk to a man. The little boy is gonna think this is how you talk to a woman. That's
Where
But
mom and
that's the
daddy at?
thing. Look,
that's
you
their
remember
Where
back
mom
in the
and
day
daddy at?
where like you knew everybody in the neighborhood, mama, kids, daddy, and if you messed up, that you was getting a whooping from the whole neighborhood.
not
Like
no more.
somebody gonna tell.
Not no more. You get killed now.
Right,
You spank somebody else's kid.
right. And I'm just like, what the
But see,
we had tribes.
because of that,
We had
because of
tribes.
that, but because of that's the reason these problems are what they are. Because we used to have a community of love, and that shit is over with.
Yeah.
They try to get everybody to themselves. They want all the little kids turned up on pills and prescriptions. They want everybody
Boys.
drinking, partying, and women thinking that being more revealing is more attractive to a man instead of being more intellectual. So we don't celebrate the wise ones. We don't celebrate the kids that are classified as nerds. We celebrate the ones that are doing what the songs are saying, throwing money away, spending all your money on designer things that they can't pronounce. And
Blowing money
I heard
fast.
I heard some shit that Dolph said, and it was like some of the realest shit I ever heard. He said, I got all these cars outside. I can't even pronounce some of them. So why the fuck are you buying that shit, bruh? Like, who are you impressing with all of these things and these trinkets? And I understand that you do a lot of business, and maybe that's what you choose to fancy. But what happened is jumping out of a good old get from A to B and being really, really wealthy and making real good, solid business investment. Like we taught to be young and dumb, and we promote that shit and we
Yeah.
listen to that shit. Like
Yeah.
that shit is what we listen to. The
Yeah, we
baby
talk
and
P-pop.
Lil Baby and all of that shit. Buying money, watches, cars, all this shit, spending this shit. Like we listening to this shit. Like, are we talking about really making some investments? Like, are you talking about not showing the shit off and striking while it's hot and making sure your money is literally moving? Are you talking about that? Do you have gold? Do you have real estate? Do you have guns? Are you teaching your kids how to protect themselves, protect their families? Like Pac said it best. We gotta hold our artists that we're listening to accountable for what the fuck they say.
Mm-hmm.
I have a real hard time listening to a lot of the bullshit that goes on. I take my son to school every day, and I tell him like, we ain't finna have no hip hop before school. After school, y'all can listen to what y'all want. I give anybody a shot. Like, let what y'all want to listen to. But if they get on there talking about being addicted to drugs and they got 7 capital murders on them and they finna go spin again, like, we're not listening to that shit, bro. I can't listen to shit that an artist can't be accountable for what he said. But the radio stations, they gonna clean it up just enough so they can hear enough of this shit to keep your kids' head doing this
No,
until they
and
chant.
they don't even blurp it out enough. Like you hear most of the word. It just they do it just enough to get covered by the FCC and not to get fined, right? Because everything's a money game. But you know that's part of that whole system of white supremacy. When you talk about one guy getting off, one guy getting convicted. Even when you go back to a guy having a bag of Skittles, right, and a guy go get a gun, right? Like, so we know this stuff been happening. When are we gonna, like you said, move properly, right? Like when I say move correct, I hope nobody saying, I ain't saying we supposed to not protect ourselves, right? I'm saying be correct when you protect yourself. Be legit when you protect yourself, right? When you stand your ground because somebody is attacking you and you got a firearm, you got a legal weapon, and then you can use it, right? Be correct.
Mm-hmm.
Protect yourself and your family at all times, at all costs. Like
Right.
it might be illegal or illegal. If you're protecting your family, you're gonna have to die for something.
Yeah,
Stand
no,
for
you
something.
you got to protect them legally or illegally, right? You're right about that. But at some point, like fathers, you said something trash in the beginning of one of your statements. You said where they parents at, right? Like so that's always my point, is that's why I liked our group last night. We had some youngsters in there. We had some people our age. We had some older people in there. So we had people of all walks of life that was in our group last night. And I thought that was so cool because everybody learned something from everybody. We even had somebody said, she saved my life. She the one saved my life. And then she turned around and said, but now she's like my mentor. Right. Like, so we saw elevation within that group. And that's what it's going to take, is for us to get together like we're getting together, like-minded people. And then we start spreading that love out more, start spreading that joy. I heard somebody the other day talk about like business, and they were saying, you can't expect me to support your business just because it's a black business. You got to have a good product as well. Right. Like, so I'm all for it. I'm gonna support your business regardless. But once I notice it's a bad product, you're probably gonna lose me as a customer. Right. So
do good business. That's important.
Right. So one of my goals is always to, if something didn't go right, let them know. It ain't like we hating on them. You let them know so they can get better. You don't just boycott them and say, I ain't never going. I'm gonna let you know. And if you can fix your product, then I'm right back at you.
But I'm gonna tell you like this: you do good business, and people will spread the word that you do good business. That's way more important than having a good product. Having a good product is a part of it. That's an important part of it. But doing good business is more important than that. You know what I mean?
I need both though, Trav.
I want both. I want both. But I can accept a person treating me the way they want to be treated, even if it's not the best of product. But the service that I got, that can kind of fill up some shit. Yeah, I'll probably buy something from somebody else that's probably a better quality. But if you did good business with me, I'ma still patronize that business that made me feel good. Don't leave me feeling like, damn, I don't want to spend my money there no fucking more. I don't never want to. That's like, even if it's not the best product, make me feel like you give a fuck about my dollar. If you care about my dollar, I care about bringing my dollar to you, and that's anybody's business.
See, I just had that happen today. I went to a pop-up and I was like in the middle of talking to somebody like about the product, and somebody else came over and she just turned over and started talking like I was in the middle of like talking. I'm like, so I was just like, you know what? I'm good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, but no thank you.
I had that happen with me with a hat. The lady, but I was on the other end of it though, Rhonda. She was talking to somebody, but she went in this counter. She grabbed their hat, and I said, "Hey, grab me that one right there." And she like, "Oh, after I finish with this one right here." I was like, "Whoa, like you gonna lock up, go back over there, ring her up, and then come back and unlock and get me my hat, right?" Then at first I was thinking I was wrong, right? Like, but I left. I didn't get the hat. And then I went to another store and the same exact thing happened, but I was on the other end. And then I was like, oh no, go ahead, grab both eyes. It's cool, right? Like I'm cool with that. It don't make sense for you to double back twice. I ain't saying let me go in front of her. You grab both of the hats, you take them up to the counter, you help her, you put hers in the bag, you get all the money, you let her get on her way, and then boom, sir, you need anything else? No, I'm good with just that one. To me, that would have been good business.
Yep.
but you
But
lost
see,
one.
everybody got perspective. Everybody got perspective on how they want to be treated. And you're not going to be able to please everybody. So you can't go out there think you're going to please everybody. All you got to do is know you when you look in the mirror that you did good business. Period, point blank. Anybody, anywhere, treat a person how you want to be treated. Because if a person come back to you and you can't give them your perspective on why you stood that way, then that's a problem because that's not good business. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want somebody to come to me and be like, yo, I bought a book and it didn't get there on time or some shit. Like, let me do good business. How can I fix that? What kind of gripe do you have? Let me fix that. Because what I don't want is a customer saying that I didn't do good business. I could take the loss if it's on the product end and double back and make mine off of good business. Because if I treated this customer fairly, that person gonna go forward and tell somebody else, yo, he did me right by how he did mine. Then that's good business moving forward. I want more people talking good business for me. I ain't never, if you got a book, I had people who bought books and said, I bought your book, but guess what? Money never hit my account. I didn't get it. I got to go fix it on my end. But your book on the way. I refuse to have a customer feeling like I'm not treating them fair because something fucked up on my end. Excuse my language. Something's wrong on my end.
Well,
That's not good business.
you know, the customer got to come say something, and then it got to be a due process too, right? Like, so I have a due process. If somebody don't get something from me, and then they hit me up, I got to go check the product, and I go, oh, it was sent out. I see the sheet. Let me see if it got there. Let me track it. I track it. Ooh, it haven't gotten there yet. We do know it's gone. We do know the tracking is there. All right, here, let me send it to you. I see that it was sent on this date, and then I'll even screenshot them that to let them know, like, I did check it, right? But here you go. And then you got even customers that come back, right? Like after they done downloaded your stuff, right? Especially with digital products, they didn't download it. Now they can't find it. They got a new computer, and then they call up, hey, I bought your stuff and I can't find the letters. I can't do this. Right now, I'm going back in, knowing they downloaded because it say they downloaded it 3 times, right? It give me how many times they downloaded it, right? So now I got to put in the extra work, but I don't mind doing that. But anyway.
But did you hear what you said? Did you hear what you said, though? You said due process, but I'm going to give you the respect that I respect that you spent your money with me, and I'm going to do good business with you. I'm going to do all of my part to make sure you solid on your end. That's good business.
My only point was trying to make to you was just don't let everybody call you and say they can get a product, right? Like, hey man,
nah, I'm not saying that. That's not good business. You giving out all your product and getting paid for it ain't good business. But when people can show you evidence where, like, yo, I spent bread
that's
with you,
that's all good.
And I'm gonna show you evidence where I did my part to make sure your product is to you. Then everything else I'll work out.
So, but if I'm jogging around your neighborhood and you think I'm stealing books, then you don't get the right to come hunt me down and kill me either.
I respect that too. Due process, like I said.
I'm just trying to take us back. That's all. I'm just trying to take us back. That's all. Right? like I looked at a vacant house and y'all want, hey, but they was a whole vigilante group, the ones that got convicted, because they was on Facebook like, hey, I just saw him. Right? They was on Facebook.
Yeah, what was crazy is one of the cats in a circle spilled the beans.
Yeah.
Because he was dead like 2 or 3 months. They tried to hide that shit.
Yeah.
Even with Breonna Taylor. They tried to cover that shit up.
You know, man, I just man, I try to make sure I'm teaching minds to like do the right thing and get to that age to where they can lawfully carry, right? All that good stuff. But I think Claude Anderson says it, man, like if you got to go back and I can't remember. Maybe it was Dick Gregory, Claude Anderson. Only thing they gonna respond to is you going to do the same shit back.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what I don't.
He said that. Go ahead, Brenda. But he said
that's what I don't like get when people say, like, somebody's son will get killed or whatever, and then they got the family on there talking about, oh, I forgive you. Like, I'm not forgiving shit until I get revenge.
Yeah. And
No, you knew what you was doing. I'm
over-
not gonna keep taking this. You ain't finna keep killing my people.
yeah.
Hey,
I didn't
I ain't
turn
gonna say
these
that.
cheeks. I ain't turning no
Like,
cheeks.
I'm not. No, I'm not. No. That's not
Hey,
what
that's
I don't
easy
know
to
how
us.
everybody else think about being a parent, but I treat mine a little bit different. So just please don't, and we won't
exactly.
have to
Like,
worry. Just
I'll,
please don't.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that. Please don't. And
Yeah,
I'm
I will
very.
not be having Benjamin Crump, none of that bullshit.
right. Because even like
Just put it
even
like
with
this.
Kyle Rittenhouse getting off, he's still, of course, they can still go after him civilly, but
I
with
don't
all
need
the
no
people that were backing him, they're going to raise the money anyway. He's not going to have to pay anything out of pocket. He's not going to learn his lesson. The only thing he's going to learn is,
Yeah,
oh,
all
I can go
right.
do this again.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right.
Like,
Let that be my baby.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, no, I'm not turning no kind of cheek.
Hey, I said I'm a coon just enough so I can get close to him. I'm a coon just enough. I'm gonna say all the right shit. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I love you. Can I get a hug? I'm gonna choke the shit right there on live TV. So
That's the shit I'm
so
talking
you
about.
can see.
I don't know why I think like that, man. But yeah.
I
It's
don't
go
think
for
like that. Peace, love, and harmony. I don't think like that. Peace, love, and
But you
harmony.
also don't think
We're a
you're going to
peaceful
turn the
people.
cheek neither.
We're a peaceful people.
We
Yeah, no,
are.
Respect
we definitely
That's
everyone.
the
peaceful.
problem. We are a peaceful
No, it's
people. That's the
no.
problem.
That's our superpower.
It's our
Because as long as
superpower, but
you,
it's our problem.
I don't think it's a problem. I believe in being a peaceful person. So when I'm a peaceful person and I have to act anything less than peaceful, it's not me in my normal character. And don't pull me out of my character. I prefer to be a peaceful
I agree
person.
with that. I agree with that.
I'm a peaceful person and I don't look for any problems. Don't look for any problems. And
Yeah,
I prefer not to have them.
in our natural state, we are love. Our natural state is just love and peace. And if the resources is not being replenished or taken out our neighborhoods, if you don't have all these other things going on, at our base, our core is love. Y'all can agree with
And
that,
that's
right?
human nature. That's
Yeah.
human nature, period. You got to understand hatred is taught. Hatred is not
That's what I'm
something that's
saying.
born in the individual. Certain people have certain things that they grow up in, and that's what they know. They don't have a choice on who they gonna be. This is who their parents are. So guess what they teaching them? That's just what it is, and it's a cycle that continues. Just like if I taught my son to not like any other culture out there, he would not like it because he was taught that from the age that he was brought into this world. I've always taught him melanated and non-melanated. It's not anything else. We don't
Well, the
have
problem I
no.
have with all of it trash is that most people take their Bible and believe it all, and then they only believe parts of it. They believe
Hey,
the
you got to
forgiveness
teach
part.
yours.
They
You got to
believe
teach yours how you teach them.
I know, but they believe the forgiveness part. But they don't believe that eye for an eye. I know I heard that before. That eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth.
Again,
Old time
what
religion.
you,
Old time religion.
what people teach theirs and what you teach yours, you don't have any control over. You can only control your house. I know what I teach mine. And I know my kids, I have to talk to them on a different level. I can't talk to my kid like everybody else because my kids don't believe what everybody
No,
else
that
believes.
ain't
And I
what
gotta
I'm
give them.
saying. I'm talking about parents losing their kids to somebody, family members at home mourning because this system of white supremacy taking our kids and nobody's being held accountable for it. And then you even have vigilantes that's coming out and not really being held accountable. So at what point do I say, you know what? I'm going for broke for mine. You're gonna know not to mess with this tribe over here.
Hey, the first time someone does anything that's disrespectful
No,
or
hold
that
up,
you don't
peaceful.
deem respectful,
Hold up,
no,
peaceful.
I'm very peaceful.
No,
The
he's
very
peaceful
first
until
time
you make him not be
I'm
peaceful.
I'm very peaceful up until this point. The very first time that you do anything to disrespect anything that I love, you know what I mean? I'm out there.
Yeah, no,
Head
I'm
first.
with you.
It ain't no
So
questions asked.
Same for every
I'm
We
with you.
father.
protect the kingdom, but we're with extreme prejudice.
All right,
We
thank
protect the
you.
kingdom with
That's all I want to
extreme
hear.
prejudice.
That's all I want
Nah,
to hear.
but this is coming from a peaceful place, though.
No,
So it's
no,
no malice.
I'm with
It's
you.
it's no
100%.
malice or no
100%.
bad intention. Like, we don't
100%.
want to have any problems. Like, believe me, the last thing you want to do is go there and have to go there. That's the last place you want to
Hey,
go.
he
But
said we
guess
don't want to
what?
have no problems, but we got problems.
Obviously,
We also got solutions.
obviously. Yeah, that's what we always want to have is a solution, because the last thing we want to do is go out there the other way. Because when you go out there the other way, we don't look to come back. It's a very strong chance that you might not come back. So if you're going out there expecting to come back with it, it's not always the case. So everybody
Hey, if
don't
you
feel
want to
the same way
participate
about it.
in the conversation, please call in. Phone number is
You should have did
386
that at the beginning. You should have did that
343
at the beginning.
I know
You
we
should have
almost
did that at
done.
the beginning.
28.
We're done. We're out of here. Don't call in right now. We go. We go, y'all. We'll
Right,
talk to
we
y'all
had a
next
long
week.
night
Use that number
yesterday.
next week, please. That'll be the perfect
Oh, we
number to
got
call
callers.
in on next week.
Yeah, we're looking for. Hey, you'll see how the energy goes up.
Yeah, no, it's actually a beautiful thing. Hey, but yeah, no, I guess we didn't really want to touch on this subject, but I guess it had to be talked about a little bit.
Oh yeah.
We'll talk about it. I don't care about it. Like I said, is we if we ain't used to hearing this shit, the news is promoting you this crazy one. You know what I mean? If you ain't used to seeing the police chases and them gunning people down on live TV, you the crazy one. I'm used to it. Like, this is exactly what it's meant for us to callous up and to be dull towards the shit. Like, it's designed to be exactly how it is. And if you think it's
Yeah.
gonna be different, you crazy.
Yeah, for every other death, you're like, oh man, it's the same, man. That's how we look at it now. Like, oh man,
Yeah,
we know
because
they
they
gonna get off.
desensitized to
They
it
desensitive. Yeah.
with the movies and the video games, and we're used to seeing us get killed and nothing happening.
And the music, the music, the music, the music. I was listening to something the other day that said that's why they took vinyl away. Because we vibrate different when we actually hear the beats and the harmonic. Yeah, digitally they can control the music different. So
Yeah, frequencies, different frequencies. I mean, I felt we've been born off the drum, the heartbeat. Every song is you looking for the drum, the heartbeat. Now you got all these synthesized beats and really demonic sounds and stuff. It's crazy at this point.
is
And,
it, or is the
and we want to
plan and
call
working
Kanye out.
perfectly like it's executed? It's
Oh yeah, the
another
system is
perfect
working.
plan. Yep.
Don't get it twisted. The system is working. All right, so we don't have any callers tonight. We'll reprogram this and we'll. I was trying to do it at 10 minutes before it ends, but this has been a very good conversation, and we're gonna uh, round this off. Anybody got anything they want to put out?
No,
No. Well,
Peace out, y'all. We'll catch y'all next week.
yep. Here's some housekeeping. Go ahead, Kurt.
Shit, man, I didn't want to talk about no credit after talking about this Ahmaud Arbery and all that shit, but it's all to the good. Hey, you guys, so we do have a couple of books out. The book on credit repair, 10 Strategies to Take Action, and the new book, 10 Strategies for Personal Development. So if you need some coaching, you need some credit repair, you need some help with learning how to manage your money, I'm here. Hit me up on Instagram or Facebook at Curtis Martin 247, also on Twitter, or you can go to curtisgmartin.com and you can find me there.
All right. That's we got up the bat. Soul Sister.
I got a couple books out too. You can get them at RondaWrightsOfficial.com. I also do help people write their books, all the way from writing it, publishing it, getting it in your hand, editing. So you can find me at RondaWrightsOfficial.com or at RondaWrightsOfficial on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok.
Make sure y'all get that. The Story of the Painted Lady. Both books are out.
Both of them.
Yes, we got the Trash Vegan.
Hey, Shaw, how y'all doing? The book is out now, The Rise of the Trash Vegan. My story on how I did it, coming from damn near 300 to about 180 pounds. You can find me at thetrashvegan.com. That's my Gmail. You can also find me on Instagram or TikTok at thetrashvegan.com. Yeah, if you need help getting your plan together, getting started, where you're trying to get your goals to, hit me up.
All right, and I am a grindaholic. You can get your website, domain, web hosting and domain service at grindaholic.com. Hit us up. We strategize. We do branding. We do a whole host of things. Hit us up. We're here for the people. Love y'all. Y'all have a good night. Oh.